That will mention the comment either way.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Happy have a conversation after dark with my shiny face. Yeah.
Yep. Shiny face in the house. What's going on, family? It's
Hi,
Saturday.
Everyone.
Listen, as we say every week, please share this because the beauty of this experience is in the participation.
It is. We have a lot of fun.
So, yes, so share this so we can get as many people into the space as possible.
Good evening.
Darren is in the house.
What's
Good
up,
evening.
Darren?
Good evening, Darren. Thank you for being here. Welcome. It's another Saturday night, man. I feel like
I'm gonna go live on Instagram.
Okay. From 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I feel like
was an hour.
Like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it was 3:30 and then it was 9:30.
I agree.
It was like what
happened
what
to the
happened?
evening?
And I didn't even take a nap. It's one
I
thing if you take a
know.
nap, then obviously it's the times will go by fast. But man, it's crazy. Anyway, so we're here. It's Saturday night. For those of you who might be watching for the first time or watching the replay and seeing this for the first time, this is Have a Conversation After Dark. It is simply a space where we come and have conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about us giving advice. We are in the marriage enrichment and men's self-development space as coaches and authors, but this is not about advice. This is about bringing up topics that aren't always talked about.
Yeah.
Some of them might be taboo at times or labeled taboo. I don't really think anything's taboo, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Some of them may be labeled taboo. Some of them may not be, but they're typically conversations that I don't hear a lot of people talk about.
Yeah.
They're also conversations. The topics typically also come out of our coaching experience.
Mm-hmm.
So often the topics we talk about are things that we experienced while sitting on the other side of this camera with a coaching client. So
Right.
tonight, if you read the description, the title of this one is "To Tell or Not to
Not
Tell."
to tell.
Here's what we're talking about. Two questions, and they're related. First question is this, and maybe I'll type the questions so we can put them in here. Two questions. Here are the questions, because we're gonna jump right in. Share this again. If you haven't shared this, share this with somebody. Just click share so we can get people in here because I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah.
Two questions. First question is this. Um, let's say, let me paint a picture for you.
I wish that this was bigger so I wouldn't have to keep switching back and forth. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, true.
It's okay.
Maybe on the iPad.
It's okay. Go ahead.
So here's the first question. First question is this. I'm gonna use us as an example. Let's say, for example, what's up, Carrie Ann? We got
Hey,
some folk watching
Carrie
on
on
Instagram as well.
Instagram. Thanks for
So thanks
joining.
for joining us.
Mo Twin 2, thanks for being here.
Thanks for joining us on Instagram. Here's the first question. The two questions are related tonight. This is the topic we're talking about um under the topic of to tell
To tell or not
or
to tell?
not to tell. Sam Coleman is in the house, man. It's late
Mm.
for you, Sam. What you doing up right now? What's happening? Thank you for being here. I shouldn't have said what you're doing up right now because I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're up right now. So thank you for being here,
Yeah.
Sam.
Hi,
Thank you.
Sam.
That's what's up.
I can't turn my camera the other way landscape. It doesn't work that way for Instagram, unfortunately. I
Yeah,
wish it did.
Instagram is.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll work it out.
I don't know why they won't just allow us to stream like how we stream here.
That's all
Like
right.
this Instagram. Come on, Zuckerberg, man. Help your boy out. All right. First question. First question is this. First question is, and I'm gonna paint a scenario to ask the question. My wife has an affair.
Why I had to have the affair?
Yeah, we were going there. We're not putting. Now I'm not gonna be on the chopping block for this one, although it's gonna flip to me at some point. Sam, you're a night owl. That's what's up. All right. So my wife has an affair. She we fast forward. She ends the affair. She's like, listen, I can't do this. My family comes first. I gotta protect my marriage, XYZ, right? She ends the affair and she does everything to be right. I mean, she has become the model wife. She has become the model mother. She has become just the greatest of all times. Here's the catch, the kicker. The kicker is I never found out. I never found out that she had this affair. She had it. She deaded it. She became the greatest of all times.
The most devoted
in
wife.
in the wife column. Here's a question: should she at some point reveal that to me?
I say I'm in two minds, but I kind of feel like there's just some things that should be between you and God.
Okay. So you don't think I should know?
I think that if we're good, if I'm sincerely on track for good, there was no repercussion from it. There's no evidence of it. There's no repercussion of it. I just think that some things should just be between you and God. You guys are good. Like, think about if you guys are good, you're in the best place. I'm a super devoted wife. You're a devoted husband. We're committed to each other. Everything is really good in our marriage. Not to say that marriages are always really good, because there's ups and downs in marriages. But if there are downs in our marriage, it's nothing to do with infidelity. And whatever is the challenge in our marriage, we recover from it like healthy marriages do. Our marriage is healthy and thriving. Why would I say anything to make us take a step backwards over something that I'm no longer even desiring to go that route anymore.
Okay.
I kind of feel like I wouldn't say anything.
Let me ask you this: can you completely reconcile one side?
Huh?
Can your reconciliation, because it's one sided, can it be complete? Think about that for a second.
I think
You
so.
think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Sam said that's a tricky one. Okay,
It is a
that's a
tricky
tricky one.
one, but
That's a tricky one.
yeah,
Married with benefits is in the house. Tell,
tell,
always tell.
always tell. Because if he or she were to find out, then it's going to be Wade. Yeah, see, and I kind of agree with you. I tend to agree with you.
So so
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
for
I
for
just
Instagram, the rest of that was because if he or she does find out,
then it's
then it's
going to
going
be
to
way
be
down
way
as
down.
far as the status of your
Okay.
relationship.
Okay.
So married with benefits. They are live with us on YouTube
On
or
YouTube.
Facebook,
They're on YouTube.
and their response was that you should tell.
You should
And I,
tell.
I don't know. I'm in two minds. I'm in two minds. I don't know. I don't know.
Sam said it depends on if it's eating at you. I do
Mm,
believe honesty is the best policy. Now that's good, Sam, because
hmm.
that is in line with the question that I just asked you. Can reconciliation be one-sided?
Yeah.
So it and
What do you mean? Can reconciliation be
because
one
I don't
sided?
know, right? Can you really wrap that up and and can you really wrap that up without telling me? Like, and this is what I mean. Like, mentally, yes, you ask God for forgiveness and you do everything to make sure that you are the greatest wife ever. Does that guarantee that it's not going to eat at you? Speaking to Sam's question, and I'm just throwing that out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm playing devil's advocate, right? So
Yeah.
so for those of you who joined on Instagram and those of you who may have just joined, we're talking about the title of this is to tell or not to tell. And I'm asking two questions. The first of which is my wife had an affair. This is hypothetical. She didn't have an affair. My wife has an affair. She she deads the affair. She tightens everything up. She cleans everything up. She becomes the greatest wife in the world. Should she say anything to me down the road?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
Should she divulge that information?
some
All right.
things should
Um,
are better left unsaid.
Married with Benefits said it that you should always tell.
Yeah.
Sam said it depends on if it's eating at you.
Yeah.
Carrie Ann is in the house
Yeah.
on
Hey,
YouTube.
Carrie Ann.
What's up, Carrie Ann? What are we telling or not telling? I had to change viewing. Okay,
Oh,
this
okay,
so
okay.
you heard what I just said, Carrie Ann, right? So an affair took place. It was cleaned up before your spouse found out about it. Should you say something to them?
They are now committed to their marriage. They're not going back. They're gonna make their marriage work. They plan on making their marriage work. Their marriage is great right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're thriving. Everything is running on, what do they say? 10 cylinders? All cylinders.
Oh yeah,
Whatever the phrase is.
yeah.
I don't
10
know
is
how
not
many.
enough. It has to be all.
However many cylinders, all of them.
Right.
Running on all. How many cylinders is in? Oh,
It
never mind.
just depends. It depends on the car, but
Okay.
just say all. That covers all the bases.
Everything is great in the marriage. Should, if it were me and I was the one who had the affair, should I tell Ollie about it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what's
I
up.
I, I kind of don't think so.
Those of you on Instagram, where it's if you want to join us either on Facebook or on YouTube, it's the same handle at
Yeah.
Denali LLC. We're talking about should you tell, should you not tell? You had an affair, you cleaned up the affair, you became the model spouse. Should you say something to your spouse?
Yeah, I
Should you
don't
say
know.
something to your spouse? All right, so Darren says, I truly feel that you should not
Not
say
say
anything.
anything. I
So
feel not to,
so let me
Darren.
ask you this. If you should not say anything,
Hmm.
is not saying anything synonymous with being dishonest?
I knew you were gonna say that. Um, Mm,
Are you being dishonest if you don't say anything?
I don't know.
And let me throw in another
I don't know.
monkey wrench, right? And we had a comment. Somebody actually commented before the live actually started.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, what their comment was saying is that it's going to be different. It'll be a different outcome if I cheat and tell her
Yeah.
than if she cheats and tells me.
Yeah. The comment said, paraphrasing, that if you were to cheat and you told me about it, it would be more difficult for me to recover from it,
Hmm.
as opposed to if I were to cheat and told you about it, it
Right.
wouldn't be as difficult for you to recover from it.
So now that bears the question: Does it depend on who cheated?
Who cheated? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does it depend on who cheated? Now, let's
Let me
let
go ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was going to ask you, if I were to cheat
Hmm.
and, like I said, everything was great, whatever, would you want to know?
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I wouldn't want to know. Now, here's the thing. Let's as we sometimes often do. I'm gonna put myself out there on the
Mm-hmm.
chopping block, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in year one of our marriage, there I was still living like a single guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? In year two of, I'm not gonna go into detail. You think whatever you want to think. I was living like a single guy, year one of my marriage. Year two of my marriage, in about midway through year two of my marriage, I make a vow that I am not gonna be that guy. I'm not. I'm gonna do my. I was about to say a word, another word. I'm gonna do my very best.
You should have said
I'm
it.
gonna do my very best to be the best husband that I can possibly be. Right now, my plan was to take that to the
To the
grave.
grave.
The only time she was gonna find out about that is when we get to the gates and God, writes out. You see all the books are open. Then she would have been like, "What?" that that was my goal. That was my goal. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That was my goal. Now, here's what happened.
Hmm.
In year 14, now mind you, that's in year one.
Yeah.
It gets cleaned up in year two. Year 14.
Mm. Was it 14?
It was year 14. Trust me, I remember because that was a rough weekend.
Yeah, it was a rough
Year 14, we're at a marriage conference,
weekend. Hmm.
a weekend marriage conference. And every night they give us homework. And in the homework, it asks these crazy questions, which I'm like, man, why are they asking this? So we get to talking to each other.
Oh,
And one of the
man.
questions talks about indiscretions and that kind of thing. And for a split second, I was like, I'm gonna lie. And here's why I'm telling this story is to back up the question. If you don't say something, are you being dishonest?
Hmm.
For a split second, I was gonna lie.
Hmm. Yeah, but
Because I was like, man, I have made it all the way to year 14 and our relationship is growing.
yeah,
We weren't where we are now, obviously, because we're
right.
in year 23, but we were growing
Yeah, we were.
and we were making strides. And I was like, nah, bruh, I'm a lie for a split second. And then I told the truth.
Yeah, and the weekend was
And the weekend
shot.
was shot.
But so that goes back to married with benefits response.
Mhm.
If they find out, then
You
it's
would have never
going to.
found out.
No, but
I can't guarantee that, but you would have
but
never found
married
out.
with benefits said that um you should tell upfront
Mhm.
because of what happened to us. I
Right.
found out.
Right. But here's my question. Should I have told in year one?
Hmm.
As a like I don't here's what I believe
Mm.
in my heart. I should not have said anything. To this day, I regret doing that.
Mm.
I do.
You think it's okay to lie sometimes then?
No, no, you're not gonna put me out there like that. Yeah, you're not gonna have people quote me saying that you should lie. I'm not saying that. Please, if
But
you
you
if
said
that's
you
what you
should not.
heard, that's I'm not saying that.
But you said you should not have said anything.
I'm saying me. I'm not saying them. I'm saying I should not have said anything.
So
I
you're
regret saying
so
something.
you think it's okay for you to lie
I would have thought
sometimes?
it was okay in that moment. I would have. Trust me. I made it all the way to 14 and
I'm
I
trying to
and
trip
and
him
it's
up.
not and I was being good. Now, it wasn't like I was like in and out, in and out, in and out. When I made
Yeah.
that vow in year 2, it was a wrap. I start cutting off friends. I stop going to play. I mean, I was really like, this is gonna be it for the
And
rest
I,
of my
I,
life.
I will say, I did notice, even though I didn't know what
Hmm.
had happened, I did notice that you made an adjustment
Yeah,
in commitment, if
yeah.
that makes
So
sense.
yeah, so that's my thing. Let me catch it with the comments. Sam said, why would he or she be having an affair in the
In the
first
first
place?
place.
Even the ones having an affair, not to say it's right. There may
Maybe
be
things in
things
the
in the
marriage
marriage.
why they are not happy to stray, etc. Not that an affair is okay, but he or she is not happy in the marriage. All areas should be looked at.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Hmm.
And that kind of takes us down another road. I do agree with that. But let's say it's already happened, right? And obviously, the person who had the affair realizes that, and they make all the strides on their own to figure it out. Because what happens often when we have clients that are dealing with infidelity,
Hmm.
they both know, and
Yeah.
it's torn up their relationship.
Right.
So there's layers of reconciliation that have to take
Right.
place, right? There's an honesty layer, there's a forgiveness layer, there's a reconciliation layer, there's a trust building
Trust
layer. There's
building.
all these different
Yeah.
layers, right? But if you clean it up on your own and you go through all of that on your own by yourself and for yourself, should you have to say anything?
I don't think so.
Let's see what Darren's saying. Darren said,
Short story. My mom shared that when she was a young adult, a young lady went to a revival and became saved. Went home and told her husband she cheated on him and he
ooh,
almost
ooh,
killed her.
ooh,
See?
yeah. So that, yeah, man,
I
yeah.
almost killed you that weekend.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
You wanted to though.
I didn't. I didn't even want to.
Yeah, see, that's serious though, because here's the
Wow.
thing, right? There's a text in the
Wow.
Bible. You know, those of you who don't know us, if you don't know us, we're church folks, we're Bible folks. There's a text in the Bible that says something about confessing one to another.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
I believe, now I'm not going to put words in the Bible's mouth, but I believe that there's some level of common sense
To that scripture.
that should be applied to that scripture
Hmm. Yeah.
so that that kind of situation is avoided.
Yeah, because I wonder if, well, obviously not. I was going to say, I wonder if this wife, as far as common sense go, she couldn't have guessed, I guess, that he would
Yeah,
have
she
responded that way.
right.
You know what
And
I mean?
and that's a whole nother topic. The fact that that's where he went
Hmm.
speaks to something in him that he has to work on. But we're not gonna go there. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If somebody tells you something and you about to kill them for it,
Yeah.
there's some stuff inside of you got to deal with in terms of your ability to communicate, your ability to manage conflict, and your restraint as it relates to self control. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Let me catch up. Contact. Go connect with Candy's in
Connect
the
with
house.
Candy. What's up? Connect with Candy. I think you should tell, because if it happened, it may happen again. But if you feel the same way as before when you cheated the first time and nothing was resolved as to why you cheated,
Okay.
I could see your
I could
point.
yeah, I could
I
see
could
that.
see your
I could
point.
see that. I could see that.
I could
Carrie
see your
Ann
point.
says,
What if you find out later?
yeah, but what if you don't?
Not from your
What if
spouse.
you don't find out
But
later?
there's always that
There
possibility.
is that possibility. But here's the thing: if you find out later from your spouse, and it's not from your spouse, if you
Mhm.
find out later from somebody else, is that gonna make a difference than me telling you?
Um, yeah, I kind of think it might make a difference,
Why?
because then it would be like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah. So let's
Why do I have to hear this from someone
so
else?
so
Why
let's
are you not telling me
let's
this?
paint the picture though. We're not talking about something that happened last month.
Agreed.
We're talking about something. Let's say, for example,
In our
let's
situation.
use our situation. Year one, somebody approaches you in year 14 and it's like, hey, in year one, we was kicking it. Why is that gonna? I've been great.
Yeah, I still think that that might make a difference.
Okay.
I think it might
All right. Any lies, even white lies, can destroy
destroy
trust.
trust
And
and
without
want
trust, I would struggle to be in a healthy marriage. I can see that.
mm,
But if they don't say anything, you don't know. You don't know it's a lie. So listen, I could have gone through that weekend and we would, to this day, be fine and you would not know.
do you think that person would ever reach would have or could not would have or could that person ever reach out to me?
No,
Okay. Just asking.
no,
That was kind of off topic, but I was just asking.
no. Um,
To add to the question, is this 100% the other person would not find out or not? If
that's a
not,
good
I
question.
definitely think it would be worse if he or she found out from someone else.
That's true. I mean, if here's the thing, you can't guarantee that they're not going to find out.
Yeah.
You really can't.
You
Like
can't.
you can't guarantee that.
Not 100%.
Not a
No.
100%. The other side of that coin though is, and this is my opinion, and listen, this is my opinion. So if we're in a situation with a if I'm coaching a guy, you may get a very different response from me. But here's my personal opinion. Keep your mouth closed.
What would
Now, I'm
you
not giving advice. Let's be clear about that. There's the disclaimer. I'm not telling you to keep your mouth closed. I'm saying for me, that's my policy. And I don't like that I went against it in year 14. I don't like that I went against my own policy in year 14.
uh,
All right, let me catch up because it's a couple
yeah,
questions.
he was not that husband was not saved.
Right,
See?
right, right. So and here's my thing. Here's my thing, Darren. And I don't want to go too deep down another caveat, but here's my thing, Darren. We have a responsibility as Christians when people come to Christ to counsel them through some of these things.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the person who baptized her should not have by any means condoned her going. Now he or she might not have known.
Right. I was going to say they may not have
They
known
may
that
not
she
have
was going to
known.
do that
Right.
though.
They may not have known. You're right.
They probably didn't.
But I think that here's what we don't talk about in church. We don't talk about how to reconcile.
Hmm.
There is a process. So like when we're working with couples and we tell them that there's an honesty component, there is a forgiveness component, there is a reconciliation component, there is a trust building
Trust
component.
building.
We have to walk them through how to do that.
Yeah. Right.
So that because the honesty component alone can set a bonfire that you cannot recover from
Agreed.
if it's not done right.
Agreed.
And I think we need to tell folks, especially people who are giving their life to Christ, hey, listen, yes, you might have to go and like they do in AA, they take you through a 12-step program. And one of those 12 steps is to make amends. But we got to tell people how to do that.
Yeah.
There's a process on
Mhm.
how to do that. But I don't want to go down that road.
Right.
I think I skipped
I
one,
don't
but
know what the handle
S
name is. SYLLOG11 says James 5:16, confess your sins one to another and pray for them so that there can be healing.
that's
That's the
and
text.
that's the
It's
text.
all in context.
Yeah, that's the text. And I agree with that. I think it is in context. That don't mean just go out here and just be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I screwed your wife last night. Well, not last night, because we're talking about something that happened a long time
But
ago.
that person is saying though that it is in context. Like what it says is what you should do and period.
Listen, I'm not gonna buck against what the Bible says.
Of course not.
I'm just saying for me, I think there's a process. I don't
To
know that just
confession.
I don't know that just means just outright
Everything.
because you don't know what's going to happen. Now, is there a point maybe that you might have to systematically over time, you know, bring some things out there? I don't know.
Married with Benefits said the best way to do that is to tell them on the Maury Povich show
Yeah, yeah.
with an audience around. Agreed.
Agreed. But yeah, sometimes, man, they be
They
fighting
be
them security
throwing
guards too.
chairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they be fighting. Remember what was that show? Jerry Springer,
Oh,
man. It was a fight on
I'm
it was a
thinking
fight
of
on
Jerry
Jerry
Springer.
Springer
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Um, yes, that would make a
That
difference
would
if
make a
they found
difference.
out from someone else. Okay, it would
Yeah,
hit
it would
different.
hit differently.
Okay,
Exactly. I agree. I agree.
it
You
would.
don't think about this.
Hmm.
I had an affair,
Hmm.
never told you. It was however long ago, but we were still married. Say over 10 years ago,
Hmm.
like with us.
Hmm.
You wouldn't feel some kind of way if you found out from someone else?
So if I found out from someone else about something
And
you
I had
did 10,
never said anything.
if I found out from someone else about something you did 10 years ago, um, yes, momentarily I would feel some kind of way.
Mm.
I would. But I got to be honest, and maybe that's because I've grown considerably in the
Mhm.
last 12 years,
Mhm.
but that's not going to last long.
Yeah.
That's not
I
going to last
yeah,
long.
I don't
And
know
it's
if it
not going to be it's not going to cause no issue between us. Not from 10 years ago. From 10 months ago, that's a very different scenario. 10 months ago, there's going to be a problem
why? Because you
because
feel
that's
like
too soon. That's too fresh.
that's too fresh, but what difference would it make
Because in 10
as far
years
as timing goes?
because I've been watching you for 10 years and I've been interacting with you for 10 years and you've been faithful and committed as far as I can see for 10 years. That
Mhm.
counts for something.
Okay.
10 months means there's something wrong right now.
Mm, not necessarily to
So
me.
people cheat and there's nothing wrong?
No, but I'm saying 10 months ago
Yes, 10
and now
months.
I'm faithful and from now from now to 10 months back. You've also been watching me and seen that I'm committed and faithful and doting on you and all of the things.
Yeah,
So that doesn't count for anything because it's
I'm
only
not going
10
to say it
months.
doesn't count for anything, but it doesn't hold the same weight as 10 years.
Okay.
Because now what I got to do now is because 10 months is so fresh,
Mhm.
those processes that we take couples through,
Mhm.
for me, finding out then,
Mhm.
it starts then.
Mm. Okay.
10 years I have no leverage.
Yeah. Oh, Daniel Canoe is in here. He's the person that left the comment in Facebook.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. All right, let's catch up.
We'll get to you,
All
Daniel.
right. Oh, hold on. Let me go back to because I didn't say this. It would definitely be
Be
100% for
100%
me
for
worse
me
to find out
worse
from someone else. Okay.
because I would really feel betrayed. I'd be questioning, what else have you lied about? It would lose truth. It would lose truth in everything for me.
Wow,
I
that's deep.
kind of I kind of agree with that.
That's deep. Carrie Ann said, Brian said, yes, you should.
You
Yes,
should
both
tell.
should tell. Yes, both should
Both should
tell.
tell. However, it's a double standard. A woman, that's what Daniel
That's
said.
what
A
Daniel said.
woman
Yep.
has an emotional attachment to, no, that's not what he said, to the person she cheats with. And a man don't have any emotional attachment. Honesty is best.
Interesting.
Oh, I don't know, B. I don't know.
Interesting. If I
I
could
don't
do it
know.
over again, B, I ain't saying a thing. I'm
You
gonna keep,
wouldn't.
nope. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Mm, I I don't think I would either,
I act,
but
I actually regret, and I know that's a strong word. I regret what I did that weekend. I regret, I regret not, and this is gonna sound bad. Like I'm a human being, guys. All right. Pray for me just like I pray for you. But I'm being honest. And I think honesty is the best policy. I regret not lying to you.
oh, don't say
I
that.
do. I'm not gonna lie. I regret it. Because I know the work that I put in.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
And that's what bothers me. It's not that I wanted to lie to you. I'm not that kind of
I
guy.
understand.
But
I
man,
understand.
I put in work. Like I put in work.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I too don't think that if we're good now that I would have said anything. I
yeah.
wouldn't volunteer the information.
Yeah, I don't know that I would. Okay, I know of a recent situation, and here's how it went. One of my friends confided in me about a situation he found in himself. He found himself. He was sprung and found it hard to cut it off
Because
because
his
his spouse. You know
spouse
what's interesting? I haven't said my second
found it
question
hard
yet.
to cut it off because his spouse what
Hold on,
though?
wait. Let me see if they got another one. Finish the rest. What did his spouse do? But that's going into my second question. which is going to be the second half of this. Daniel said, what if your spouse is at the point of death
Mm.
and you don't want to live the rest of your life with that guilt and sin in your mind? Would you confess and ask for forgiveness before his final breath, or would you rather keep it and live out the rest of your life with that guilt, sin, and unrest? Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, I think in that situation, that's
Yeah,
different for me.
that's different for me too.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If you still feel guilt and unrest,
Hmm.
you didn't go through the process.
The what process?
The process of honesty, forgiveness, reconciliation, trust building, all the whole process that happens,
Hmm.
right? You didn't do that. I'm gonna tell you right now, in year 14, I felt absolutely no guilt. None. Zero.
You felt no guilt before you said something to me about it?
Absolutely. I felt no guilt in year 3.
Now, after you said something to me about it, did you feel guilt or did you just feel regret
I felt regret after I said something to you.
that you said
Yep.
something? Did you feel, yeah, you just felt regret that you said something.
And
You didn't feel
I
any
I
guilt.
didn't feel guilt. And here's the thing. I'm not saying I didn't feel guilt like I didn't care about it.
Hmm.
I didn't feel guilt because I dealt with it.
Hmm. I
I
understand
dealt
that.
with it.
Yeah.
Like I had some very I had some moments that you never saw
Mm,
where I was like where I wrestled with like
mm.
you got to change me and I got to be different.
You meaning God.
Right.
Mm.
So I had already dealt with that. So that's we're talking about year 3
Wow.
when I'm going through that.
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
and this comes out in year 14. So
Yeah.
I felt no guilt, but I agree with that, Daniel. If you're feeling unrest, you need to say something because
Yeah.
you haven't gone through the
I
process
agree
yet.
with that too. Hey, Tiff.
What's up, Tiff? Are you guys referring to all
Versions of
versions of
cheating,
cheating? Yes.
emotional cheating, sexual or non-sex. Yep.
Yes. All versions of cheating.
Now that's a good question because does that make a difference as far as confession to
I don't
you?
I don't think so. Cheating is cheating. So here I'm gonna leave that comment up because we're gonna come to it. Cheating is, and then I'm gonna kind of run through the
Yeah.
comments because we got a lot. Cheating is cheating. Let me say this. This is my opinion. Others may disagree with me. The moment you make a decision to do something,
Mhm.
you have done it. Now, here's where people will fight me. If I decide I'm gonna go over to this girl's house and I get to the driveway and I'll never go in, that's a check in the right direction. But the emotional part already happened.
I mean,
So if we're
honestly,
being honest,
if you want to keep it biblical, the words, I think we talked about this last week.
yeah, we did with lusting.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the word says, if you think about, I'm paraphrasing, if you even think about it,
Hmm.
you've committed adultery.
Yeah. I missed
So,
something.
oh, there's comments here. There was
The
nobody on
process, it
there.
is very important
Hold
on
on.
Instagram. All right, let me take a second to catch up.
What's up? Oh man, I hope I don't butcher your name. Asaya
Asher.
Asher.
Yep.
Thank you for commenting. The process is very important.
Process is important. All right, let me catch up because there's a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Was the total opposite? The spouse was the total opposite of the other person? He
He
finally
finally
did.
did after I strongly advised him over some time. Now it's been over 1.5 years, and the other person couldn't stand the sight of him and his family. Mm,
Interesting. Interesting.
yeah.
Sam said, I'm not married, but I've been in a situation recently where the person I'm seeing told a white lie so it wouldn't hurt me, but I found out and made it
And
worse.
it made it worse.
But since then, they tell everything, and it's definitely building trust, mainly because I'm
Seeing
seeing
the
the effort.
effort.
Okay. I'm with that. Married with benefits. If you don't tell for 15 years, it's likely they had a secret for that length of time. And you could be in the same room with them and not knowing she slept with him and you're shaking his
Shaking
hand.
his
Yeah, yeah, I'm with
hand.
that. I'm with that. Now, in our
Mm.
case, since you used 15 years, because that was pretty much the time frame, in our case, there's no chance of that happening because we're in a totally different state. And I even
That
told you,
person's gonna fly here.
I even told you that part of my motivation for leaving
Leaving, yeah,
was that I had to leave all of that,
behind.
like just the area.
Yeah.
Like I had to get it, everything. I had to get away from all of it.
Hmm.
And that was part of the situation. So,
Do you feel like, now this is kind of going down a different lane, but I want to ask this question.
mhm,
Do you feel like your strong need to want to leave Michigan,
mhm,
do you feel like if you would have stayed, it would have been too tempting for you to go back? Because remember, you made the decision in year two.
we moved in.
Wait, you made the decision in year two
Mhm,
to be committed and no longer act like a single person, like you
mhm,
say. But we didn't leave Michigan until
2 years later.
2 years later. So we were in Michigan for what, three
Mhm,
years before we
mhm.
left?
But
After we got married?
but if you notice, for those 2 years, you knew everywhere that I was,
True, 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 true.
and I made sure you knew everywhere that I was,
Mm.
because before I would just leave
Yeah, you would. That's true. That's
and I
true.
wouldn't say nothing,
That's
and
true.
I wouldn't come back till 5 in the morning,
You're right.
and I still wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah.
But in those 2 years, if you think back,
Yeah, you're right. I
you knew
remember.
everywhere that I was.
Yeah, I remember.
I'd be like, babe, I'm going to Chaway.
Yeah.
Babe, I'm going to Nick.
Mhm.
I'm on campus. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like you knew exactly where I was at all times.
Yeah. But do you think if we would, well, no, because like you said, for those 2 years, those 2, 3 years, I did see the change and I did see the commitment that you had started to make to
Mhm.
our relationship. So I guess my question is, had we not left Michigan, would it have been too tempting for you to again be unfaithful?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd have to think about it. I don't know because
I kind of don't think it
I
would.
was growing, so maybe
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I was growing. I was maturing, so maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
not. Tiffany said, but men can emotionally connect with someone. Yes, they can.
True.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Absolutely.
I said it right. Asaya. Asaya. I think that's how I said it the first time.
Yeah, hope so.
Asaya.
So she called the wife to expose him, and the wife's response to her was this: I hate women like you calling me now with this. I have no need to speak to you. I will deal with my husband. Yeah,
Wow.
that's messy. Now we're getting messy.
Yeah.
Now we getting messy. Now
Yeah.
we getting messy. What's up, Tiff?
What's up, Tiff?
My brother's in the house. Check your phone. All right, I'm gonna check my
Oh,
phone. That means Dre
Dre.
sent me some
Dre is
craziness.
starting trouble.
Oh, that's Dre. That's Dre. The
That's
SL.
Dre.
What's the name?
Oh, that is?
Yeah, that's Dre. YouTube
Oh.
won't allow him to type. Yeah, that's my
Oh,
guy. That's
okay,
my
okay,
brother.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So it depends on the person, their level of maturity and level healing they are in their lives, on how some will react. Communication is key. Communication is key. I agree with that.
Agree.
Okay, the
Okay.
moment you manner a decision to do something, you've done it. Yeah, listen,
Yeah, agree. It's true.
but here's the thing. I'm not saying that is law. I'm giving you my perspective,
Mhm.
right? My
Mhm.
perspective is that I have in order for me to follow through with an action, I have to first determine in my heart and mind that I even desire that action to begin with. And so for me, my thought process is, if we're talking about infidelity can be emotional, physical, etc.
Mhm.
If I decide, because I'll put myself out there, right? So some of what she knows is that I found myself in some places that I shouldn't have been,
Mhm.
came to my senses very early, and dashed.
Mhm.
That don't matter.
That dude left like Joseph.
Yeah. But here's the thing. But here's the difference between me and Joseph. Joseph didn't want to be
No,
there.
I know, but I was just saying he
Right.
left his cloak.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was careful not to do that, because ain't nothing coming back on me. Ain't nothing coming back on me. But for me, so that's why my process is, even if I come to my senses, yeah, you can give me a check mark for that. Okay, bro, nice job. You thought about it and was like, nah, I ain't really trying to do that.
Mhm.
But I'm there already.
Mhm.
So in my mind, I already went there, even if I didn't complete.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
I agree.
that's just my thing. And I'm not saying that's not I'm not saying that's for everybody. I'm just saying for me,
I mean, it's biblical, like I
you
said.
know,
So,
if I'm already in my head, then you know.
so there, the comment here, Asaya says, in the beginning of my marriage, if the opportunity to commit adultery came, I would have taken it. But after 16 years in, I don't even want to consider it after the heavy time and effort put in.
And so listen, that's why I felt some kind of way
Yeah.
about having to give that information. Well, I didn't have to, but feeling like I had to give that information in year 14 for something that happened in year 1
Mm-hmm.
because of that,
Mm-hmm.
because I put work in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm saying this facetiously because here again, don't quote me and say that Oliver said you can lie, but I'm saying I regret that I did not lie. I'm just gonna keep it a
Mm-hmm.
buck. I regret that I did not lie.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't
I
know if
know.
I would have preferred that you would have lied to me or if I'm glad that you told me because honestly, thinking about it, honestly, if I'm honest,
Hmm.
where we are now
Hmm.
and where we have been since you told me
Hmm.
and I recovered from it, recovered from knowing it,
Hmm.
where we are, I don't know that it would have been any different had I not known. Does that make sense? I still
Yes,
feel like we would have been
we
where
would
we
still be
are.
where we are right now.
Yeah.
I agree,
So,
and that's why I regret it
yeah. So I don't
because that
I
was a hiccup.
yeah.
That was a hiccup. Now, thankfully, the hiccup only lasted 2 days. Imagine if it had derailed our relationship.
I will say the hiccup as far as our
So it lasted more than 2 days psychologically.
psychologically for
See,
me,
see,
it lasted more than 2
and that's
days.
why I regret it because I don't think it's necessary to go through that. Not 13 years later.
Mm.
I don't think it's necessary to go through that.
Yeah,
But that's my opinion,
yeah.
guys. That's my opinion.
Mhm.
I don't think it's necessary to go through that.
As far as us, as far as we go and the reconciliation and all of that, we were good after that weekend and after I had come to terms with it. And after I sat and thought, well, it was 14, 13, 14 years ago, I see the commitment, blah, blah, blah. But for me, that wasn't the end of it in my mind.
Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Let me catch up on these. Let me catch up on these comments. Let me throw this out there for the last 15 minutes of this. Here's the other question I didn't ask.
I
Remember,
know.
if
We didn't even get to
yeah,
the
if
second
for
question.
those of you who joined later on, there's two parts to this. The first question was about if you cheated a long time ago, should you fess up about it down the road? The other side of that question is this.
So
Let's say,
shame.
for example, you find out you got a good friend, your best friend, your dude, your home girl. You find out that their spouse is cheating on them. Should you tell them?
I'm telling. No, I'm not telling initially.
So we're talking about should you tell? It talking about to tell or not to tell, right?
So
That's the other question.
our brother is in here, or at least he was.
Yeah.
Dre. If I find out that Dre is being unfaithful,
You telling Honor?
not right away.
Okay, what are you gonna
I'm
do?
gonna go to Dre and I'm gonna say, you gotta make this right. You need to fix this. And if I don't see that you fixed it, I'm going to Honor. No, you don't agree.
Let me get the comments. Then I'll get to that. Let me get the
I
comments. Let
feel
me get the
like that's
comments.
what I would do.
So where were we? Sam's comment. If your spouse don't deal with you cheating, God
God
will.
will. There's
There's a
no
way to
easy way out.
there's no easy way out. And here's the thing, Sam. I again going back to my regret, God already dealt with me.
Mm.
We had already wrestled. I had already, gone through what I felt like I needed to go through. So I don't know. I was driving, but all right, cool. That's what's up. Darren's back in the house. All right. I shared this topic with my wife, and she said she would beat me up if I ever decided to cheat.
So
So
that's
that's
off
off
the
the table.
table.
Right. Listen. So, God forbid, bro. God forbid that you stumble and fall. You might want to think twice.
Mercy.
You might want to clean things up. so you don't get beat up. But yeah, I get it. I get it. That's off the table. And it should be off the table for everybody. It should
Absolutely.
be off the table
Absolutely.
for everybody. Daniel said, as a man who's been married for almost 10 years and have been married for
8 years. Who's been married for almost 10 years and have been married for maybe together for 10 years
mm,
and married for 8 years. One main reason preventing me from cheating is my wife's honesty and good relationship with me. I say this to say that a woman's relationship with her man will prevent her man from the temptation of the eyes. The same can be said about men's relationship to their women. Yeah, man.
yeah. And listen, here's the thing. Hats off to folks who understand that, recognize it, and are intentional about living it out from jump, right? In terms of their relationship with their spouse and understanding the importance of duality
Mm-hmm.
and becoming one, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, and people who know me and have heard us talk in different places, I'm very forthcoming about the fact that I got married with a very singular mindset.
Mm.
I did. And she can tell you, in the first year of our marriage, I was doing exactly what I was doing before we got married.
Yeah.
I'd leave the house, I'd be gone all night. I come in smelling like all kind of stuff, come in at all hours of
You
the
need to
morning.
clarify that. Come in smelling like all kind of stuff. All
Why you say
kinds
that?
of stuff?
Why?
You only used to come in smelling
Oh,
like
like one
one
thing.
thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
didn't come in smelling like all
yeah, yeah.
kinds of
Right. You're right.
stuff.
You're right. You're right. Right. You're right. You're right.
You
But
came in
yeah,
smelling like
I was
weed.
living.
That's what we're talking
Yeah, I
about.
was living very. I was living like I was still in college. The first year of my marriage, I was still hanging with the same people. I was still going to all the same places. So all the clubs that I was going to before I got married, I was going to after I got married. All the dudes I was hanging with before I got married, I was hanging with after I got married. So obviously, I'm putting myself in that position,
Yeah.
like day in and day out,
Yeah.
right? Which is a no no, right? And so a lot of guys that I have the privilege and blessing to coach, that is something that we really hone in on, is how to make that transition from a singular mindset to a mindset where duality is top priority,
Hmm.
because that allows you now to begin the process of becoming one.
Yeah.
And that's something I didn't do.
Yeah. We
I
got
didn't do.
a comment here real quick from Asaya. It says, as a man, I've learned that we can unlearn unhealthy thinking patterns and learn new ways of thinking and changing our mindset.
We can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We
I'm a
can learn,
witness.
yeah, we can learn better ways of having a good relationship with our wives. 100%.
All right. So that being said, let's get into the second question, because I see the comments for the second question. The second question is, if you're just joining, the second question under the title of "To Tell or Not to Tell" is: your home girl, your best homie, you find out their spouse is cheating on them. Do you
Mm-hmm.
tell them? Yes
Mm-hmm.
or no? My brother said no. No.
Seriously? You wouldn't, Dre?
No.
Mm-mm. So let me ask this question, because I asked you this too.
Hmm.
Because you agree with Dre. You say
I
no.
agree.
So if I were cheating on you
Hmm.
and someone knew about it,
I do not want them to come tell me.
you do not want them
Nope.
to come tell you.
Because that goes back to what we were just talking about. What if you find out from somebody else?
Oh no. I'm gonna give you, person, the opportunity to fix things and make things right. And if I see that you are not, I'm telling my girl. I'm sorry. I'm telling my girl. I
I
feel
think.
like my girl, I feel like I owe that to my girl, because why would I want, how could I sit by and watch someone cheating on my girl and not say anything? How could I watch that happen
Hmm.
and not say anything? What does that say about me? I'm sorry. I feel
Yeah.
like something this just happened. I'm getting really
I know you getting you. Yeah, it didn't happen.
I
We
know,
all
I know,
good.
I know.
Everybody's good. Carrie Ann says she agrees with you.
Yeah. I couldn't do
Judith,
that.
what's up? Blessings on you as well.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Hi,
Darren said
Judith.
yes, I would go
To the
to the offender
offender as
first.
well.
I really don't think I would tell my friend because it may backfire on you. You would be the cause of them breaking up, and I
And I
could
cannot
not live
live
with
with
that.
that.
And so, Darren, the
Hmm.
so I'm gonna put what you said in my words. This is what I said to Nisi. I was like, I ain't about to get in the middle of that.
Mm.
You're not gonna make me
And
the
is that what you were thinking?
yeah. You're not gonna make me the sticking post for any of this
Yeah, but
in any way, shape, or form
I
at all.
just I cannot because I don't know. I just feel bad. Like I feel like if that were to happen to me, if
Mm,
you were cheating on me
mhm.
and my sisters and my girlfriend knew about it and just allowed me to be ridiculed that way, nah.
Are they allowing you though?
Of course they are. They're not saying anything.
Okay.
What else?
That,
They
uh,
know that it's happening and they are allowing it to be happening.
yeah. Well, I guess I see your point.
Yeah, man.
I just don't want to get in the middle. That's just me.
No.
Sam said, I think it can be questionable why you're confessing guilt, fear, maybe because somebody might tell your spouse that would make a difference for me. Dre said, I'm not going to worry myself with none of that stuff. I'm not going to kill myself thinking and wondering. Also, no woman ain't killing me. Exactly. I'm not getting in the middle of that. I'm just not. I don't want no
Yeah,
parts of that at all.
no.
No parts of it. Alexandria, thanks for being here. Alexandria said, I tell,
Tell
but only
only
the
the
facts,
facts,
and
and
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
pressure
pressure
my
my
friend to
friend to
act.
act.
Okay.
Mm.
Married with benefits, you're not the cause of them breaking up. The
The
person
person
who
who
cheated is
cheated
the
is the
cause. Okay,
cause.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
100%.
I'm with that. I'm
Yep.
with that. I'm with that.
Yep.
I'm with that. Darren
Yep.
said right. Yeah. So listen, here's the thing. I know I gave a shotgun answer because that's my communication style. For those of you who did not know, but if I'm gonna give a holistic answer, there might be a situation where I might go to my homie and be like, "Yo, dude, like,"
This ain't right.
or here's what I probably would say if I said anything. I'd be like, "Yo, bro, you might have to tighten some things up, fam."
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like,
would you tell them, you know, end it, did that?
nah, I'm not giving no advice. I'm not giving no direction, and I'm not giving no details.
So what does tighten some things up mean
He gonna
then?
have to figure that out and read between the lines. Like, I'm not giving no details. I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, yo, man, I see your girl out here." Like, I'm not that dude. That's very and for let me be careful how I say this.
Oh, you're saying if the
That's
girl,
very
okay, I
that's
see what you're
very
saying.
gossipy. That's very
Yeah, 'cause
I'm not that's yeah, and
that's
that
not
don't sit right with me,
that's
right? I'm
not
not gonna be out
gossip
here,
to
oh man,
me.
I seen your girl over at the and I seen your girl in the such and such place with dude, and he was like all over. Nah, I ain't going there. I'm be
That's
like, bro,
that's not
you need to
gossip
check.
to me.
You need to check up on your situation. That's it. You need to check up on your situation, fam.
Why are men this way?
Like,
Why?
you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
And then what if they say, "What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? I need to
I'm
check
gonna
up."
just repeat it. I'll be like, bro, I love you, fam, and I want to see y'all be right. Go check up on your situation. They know what I mean. Dudes know what I mean when I say that.
Hmm.
They know what I mean.
You might as well say it then.
No, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Men are
Go check up on
so
your situation.
crazy.
Tighten things up.
Oh, that's funny.
Tighten things up. Ask some questions. Do some investigation. Just check it out.
But you ain't hear it from me. That's the whole gossip right there.
That is
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh.
That is hilarious. Let me see where we at. Oh, okay. So we good. So listen, that's all we had tonight.
Hmm.
That's all we had. Should you tell? Should you not tell? Some of the stuff, those of you who get on here every Saturday night, by now that I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna throw
Asaya.
fire into it. What we got?
Just say it. Asaya said he's 100% in
Thank
agreement
you.
with
That's what I'm
you.
talking about. Go check up on your situation, fam. Like, I'm here for you. holla at me. But go check up on your
That's the
situation.
same as saying it. I
Yeah,
agree with my
yeah.
girl Dawn. This is Dawn.
Just say it.
Just say it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's and maybe that's the difference. At first, I was gonna say maybe that's the difference between men and women, but
Maybe so. It could
that could be a
actually be.
fundamental difference between men and women and
Yeah.
how they will approach that. I'm not running to nobody and saying, "Hey, yo, I just seen your girl, such and such and such and such." Nah, fam, I'm not that
So
guy. I'm not that guy.
what if a guy came to you and said that? Would you be like, "Yo, stop gossiping"?
About Denise, about you.
Yeah.
If a guy came to me with details,
What would you say to that guy?
that's a good question. If a guy came to me with details,
Would you be like, "Man, leave me alone, stop gossiping," or would you be like,
yeah, I don't know.
"Thanks for telling me"?
That's a good
Like,
question. I got to think about that. If a guy came to me with details, I guess there's nothing you can do with details, but actually
do what they
go,
said.
yeah, go check on your situation. Like, go check and see
Oh
what's happening.
man.
See what's happening. Darren said, unless you see them in the very act, I would leave it alone.
Yeah, now listen, to be clear, I
Mhm.
wouldn't say anything if I'm just like, that looks a little suspect or that looks a little
Yeah,
different.
and that's the next
That
question.
looks a little weird. But
Right.
if I know for sure that something's going on, I'm saying something.
That's
But if I
that's
don't know for sure, I'm not.
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point, Darren. Because let me tell you something.
Hmm.
Let me tell you something. And I'm only saying this to start trouble. So don't
Oh,
stone me. I'm only saying this to start trouble. Let me give that disclaimer. The ladies are going to see me having lunch with somebody, and it could be my colleague. And they're going to run to her and be like, hey, girl, you know what? I saw your man in the sushi spot, and he was with this white chick, and they was laughing and all of that.
you have to say that.
A dude ain't going to do that.
Mm.
Or let me not put all dudes out there. I ain't gonna do that. If I see another woman and she's out having lunch with somebody and they laughing and joking and whatever, I'm not even gonna think about that. Now,
Are you really not going to think about it?
I probably won't. Not eating. I need to see something. So I need to see her on sitting on his lap, or I need to see, you know what I'm saying? I need to see him like groping her. I need to see something.
Yeah, I
For
might.
me to be like, bro, you gotta check up on your situation.
Listen, my facial expressions tell the whole world what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So if I see my friend's husband, even at lunch, nothing, they're just having lunch, no groping, no sitting on the lap. But if I see my friend's husband at lunch with another female, I'm gonna be like, hey.
Yeah, so fellas who are friends with me and Denise, tighten up your situation.
That my
she gonna
facial
tell on you.
expressions.
She gonna tell on
I'm
you.
not gonna say anything, but my facial expressions will say it all. So there's that.
So let me get these comments and we're gonna get
My
out.
face is very loud.
We get these comments, we're gonna get out of here. Sam said, I agree with Denise. If he or she don't sort it out, I'm telling my friend 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't let my friend been taken for a fool.
Absolutely.
I love my friends too much. Got their back when it wouldn't be worth risking losing my friend over.
Absolutely. Okay. Because then what if my friend finds out that I knew and didn't say anything? What if you were cheating on me?
Mm-hmm.
Dre knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
He never told you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No. I take that back.
If you're cheating on me.
I was cheating on you.
Right. And Dre knew.
Dre knew about it, but he never said anything.
I ain't going to be mad at Dre.
Even if you find out that he knows?
I ain't going to be mad at Dre. Because Dre ain't part of the situation.
I don't believe that.
At that point, all of my energy is directed towards you and the dude you was cheating with. I don't care who knew.
I would feel some kind of way if
knew.
I would feel some kind of way if my girlfriends knew that you were cheating on me and they never said anything to me.
Nah.
I feel like I would be like, why didn't you tell me?
I don't have that much.
I don't want to hear it's none of my business. I don't want to hear that.
Well, if you ask them why they didn't tell you, you're going to have to accept their answer.
Well, clearly, because now at this point.
Because here's the thing. I understand. Trust me. I'm not saying that I'm not my brother's keeper. So please hear me. I know I sound very matter of fact and crass in the way I'm doing it,
Standoffish.
but I'm doing that on purpose because it helps kind of fuel everybody, get everybody's opinion out. I'm not saying I'm not my brother's keeper, but at the same time, I think
Dre.
there's some discretion. I'm not saying I'm not saying you shouldn't tell. Let's be clear about that. I think when, the how, I think the circumstances, maybe, I'm saying for me personally, if you're cheating on me and Dre knew, and I find out, and Dre never told me, and I find out from some other area, I don't have any energy to be trying to investigate why he never said nothing. Because all my energy is going to be directed towards you because
Mhm.
you cheated, and towards the dude who you cheated with.
I agree. I mean, I agree that all all, if not most of your energy would be directed towards that. But when you find out, I'm imagining when you find out something like that, at the end of the day, maybe when you lay your head down at night, when you're still trying to come to terms with the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that Dre knew is one of the variables that you will think about, because you're going to think about, man, who knew about this? Who else
Yeah,
knew?
I may think
Who
about who
else do I
knew.
look like a fool to?
Here's the most that might happen is that I may go to Dre and be like, bro, listen, in the future, man, you got permission to have my back on this.
Mm,
Like, that's what I might, that's really what I might not say. That's
mhm.
really what I might say. Like, listen, bro, I know that you know, I know that you knew. I understand why you didn't say anything. Just know moving forward, you know, I'm gonna try to keep a tight hold on my situation, but you got my permission to have my back on this. Like, don't let me stand out there looking crazy. That's probably all I would say. Dre said, if
If I'm to say anything, I would have to figure out why, because things don't just, yes, things don't just happen like that. Something not right. What if the man ain't getting none for months? Then what? Dre, you going down the wrong path. We are not going down that path.
yeah, so that I don't know. That's my thing. Sam said no, Oliver. Check on your situation is low key gossiping.
Yeah, it's the
Mm,
same thing. You're just using different words. I
interesting.
agree.
I don't. I think. Yeah. It could be. And the semantics around the definitions for me, gossiping involves some level of details. Like, I'm not gonna go to a guy and be like, "Hey, you know what? You know, your girl was at Panera Bread, and you know what I'm saying, she had on a short skirt, and she was looking, dude was
First
looking
of
up her skirt
all,
and da 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 da."
first,
Like, I'm not going through it. Like,
first
that's too many
of all,
details, and I'm looking
no,
like, you know what I'm saying, like a reporter.
no, because first of all, I would be like, why are you looking at my girl and noticing that she has on a short skirt? First of all, why is that the first comment
For
that
the
comes out of your mouth?
for the same reason that I'm about to tell you, you need to check up on your situation. That's why. That's why.
Oh,
That's why I
God.
got to give you some context. I give you some. I give you some context.
Next comment.
Sam said I'd probably be
More mad
more
at
mad
my
at my
friend
friend.
for not telling me than
I
my
don't know,
partner.
man. I don't. I can't give that much energy to the dude, the people who knew. I wasn't at your wedding. I didn't originally agree you should be with him. I wasn't a witness, so why should I be an informant?
Oh,
My guy
Dre.
Doc Parks is in the house. Thanks for being here, bro. It's not Dre's
Dre's
place.
place. If I knew you were cheating, I wouldn't tell it. However, I would make them tell on themselves. If I saw you out with someone other than your husband, I would come by the table and make sure you saw me. I know that's right. I would even speak and ask where Ollie is. You going to tell on yourself.
That's what Nisi would do.
Yep.
That's the same thing she would do.
Yep.
Best believe she's going up to the table. Hey, how's so and so doing? Where y'all at?
Absolutely.
When we gonna get together? Da, da, da,
Yep.
da. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely. That's definitely what she
I'm gonna
would do.
give you the opportunity to tell on yourself.
100%. That's
Yep.
what she would do. That's at least two people I'd lose trust with. That make it even harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I get
Mm-hmm.
it. Don't
Don't
tell
tell him.
him. Just take a photo and airdrop it when you're close.
Yep. Can you imagine?
That's hilarious right there, man. That is
Oh
hilarious.
gosh.
Listen, this
Yeah.
was good, man. This was good. We're gonna get out of here. We bring these topics, man, just so that we can spark conversation and get you guys to have some conversations like these. Listen, as funny and I don't know what the word you want to use for this. Sometimes these conversations in our experience are they are conversations that come up. There are issues that our clients deal with, right? And they are, so it's good to have a game plan. It's good to know what's going on.
Wow. Asaya says, I will not tell. I did it. Oh, wait a minute. I missed a comment. Ollie, let's not.
That's Brian. That's Brian.
Brian,
Brian
let's
said,
not forget how you how you looked at me when Denise's name tag. I have to tell this story.
that's hilarious.
I have to
That's
tell this
hilarious, bro.
story. So we were at a friend's birthday party and we all had to wear name tags. You know the name tags you stick on, it's sticky, you put it on your shirt. And me and Ollie went, B and his wife and some other people were there, and we're all greeting each other or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And I hugged Brian, and somehow my name tag ended up on Brian's shirt.
Let me give some context first, though. Here's the context, right? The context is that when I first moved here, when we first moved back here, I kind of kept to myself.
Yeah.
I
So
was a loner. I didn't go out much.
yeah.
And, I was trying to do better because I know she was getting tired of me not socializing and her going places by herself and all of that. I was really just like, I'm going to be here. I'm going to fall back and I'm going to be whatever. Right. So that's the context. So the context is a lot of the people that were at this place, I had not really previously had a lot of interaction with.
Right.
So that's the context.
The context is that. And Brian even said to me before, why does Ollie always look so mean? so so I greeted him, we hugged, what's up, how you doing, how's the family, whatever. And my name tag ended up on his shirt. So he was like, yo, Ollie, I don't know how this happened. Look, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. So we talk and joke about that's the running joke
that's
with
the
us.
Running joke. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yep.
So the next comment is from Asaya that says, I will not tell. I did it once and regretted it. They will find out in time sooner or later. Wow. You regretted it?
Yeah, that's see?
Hmm.
Yep. There you go.
Just Colby.
Colby, what's good, bro?
Just Colby says, oops, sorry. To whoever is going to tell, please just confirm what you see is actually what you suspect.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Yes.
Yep. Facts, because you will play yourself saying something that really didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You will say you will play yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of food for thought tonight, Sam. Thanks for being here, Sam. I know it's like, what is it, like 4 a.m. for you right now, something like that? Thanks for she's in the UK. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us. Dre, love you, bro. That's my
love
bro.
You too.
Doc Park said
also sometimes when you do tell, the messenger gets killed. You know why? Yep. Because when there is infidelity, the folks in the relationship know something is up. Now they are mad because you let the business get out. They aren't really mad at you, just mad because it's out there now. True.
Yeah. You're right, Doc. You're right on that. Darren said, great convo. Darren, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for always rocking with us in the comments. Appreciate that.
Awareness is what your platform is bringing to the table. Man, thank you, man. That is what we are trying to do.
We appreciate that, fam. Yeah. Thank you so
much.
Thanks,
Darren.
Connect with Candy. Looking forward to next week's topics. Indeed. Thank you for being here. Connect with Candy. We're going to get out of here. Listen, as always, the point is for you to have conversation. We are proponents of conversation. Conversation is a catalyst for growth. Conversation is a catalyst for learning. Conversation is a catalyst for connection.
Yeah.
So have these conversations, learn something about your spouse, craft some strategy around how you would handle some of these situations. And let's go forth and be great, man. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your Saturday night for Sam, Sunday morning.
4:30. Mercy.
Man, listen, go to sleep. Have a great rest of your weekend. And listen, we will be back next week with some more conversations. Brian said, keep this going.
Oh,
Y'all, it's
thanks,
great.
B.
Appreciate you, B. Thanks for being here, man, and jumping in the comments with us as
Yeah.
well. So, listen, we're going to get out of here. As always, have a conversation, grow, learn, create a lasting bond, and let's do this thing and get great at it. Peace and blessings, family. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.